Hello, and welcome back to my garage. This is my new tool. Oh, of course we need some new gloves as well for our new tool. This is my new MAHO. It's not yours, it's MAHO. Somebody already made that joke. Some unknown the guy named Tony. He also has a hoe, but this is my hoe. This is my MAHO MH500W. Especially that 500 is important. It is almost the same as Tony's ones, but hello and welcome back to my garage. Yes, this is my new tool, and yes, these are some new gloves. As in the introduction, this is my MAHO 500W. I bought it last year almost last year. It is Old Year's Day, so it is almost last year. But somewhere in spring, I believe, of 2022. So I have it here sitting for a while. And the reason, of course, is I was still building the plasma table. No, the plasma table isn't completely finished yet. It is operational. I still need to complete the control panel, and I want already change some things. But I'm for now done with that thing. Yeah, that it will come later. It is operational. I can use it as it is. I'm still tweaking some little things, but yeah, other video. Because I was waiting for the plasma table to be operational to be used to convert this one to CNC. And also I thought that two big projects side by side isn't the best thing to do. Yeah, and this may be better practice to completely finish the other one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to convert it to a CNC machine. I doubt it will be a in-depth video. I highly recommend you the video of my old Tony that has a almost a similar machine, but a 400. Like I said, this one is a where it counts. But that video also helped me to make some decisions about buying this thing and converting it. The main issue with this machine is already basic CNC. Well, the main problem is you can only control one axis at a time. So you can only control Z, Y, or X, and not simultaneously. So you could never do a circle, because a circle isn't possible. It has to switch between X and Y, but in this case Z and X, because the axis on this thing is just stupid. The head is Z, up and down is Y, and side to side is X. So yeah, it's a bit confusing, but that has to do with but because they added this table later and they never changed the Z and X statements in the computer stuff. So but because you can only use one axis at a time, you could never do circles, or you can do patterns, so you could drill holes, you could do squares, you can face stuff. No problems with that. You can do, of course, a triangle, or not triangle, but squares and stuff like that you can do. But it's more for facing and stuff like that, and hole drilling, than making a complete 3D part. There's also just in theory there are two motors in the system. One, of course, for the spindle, and the other is just for the table itself, and of course the head itself. What it does is it has some electronical clutches, and those clutches engage with, of course, with just with relays. So if it is engaged, then it grabs that axle and it moves that axis. But because I want to do the 3D or modern CNC stuff on it, I have to convert it to, well, at least 3 motors or 4 motors, including the spindle itself. But that's not the only problem, because what I of course could do is there are hand cranks on all the 3D axes. I could just convert those to, well, put a motor on it and done. But there is also a other issue. These don't use ball screws, but they use spindle nuts. Is that the correct? And because of that, it has backlash, and you can compensate in software for backlash, but these are just not really compatible with modern CNC. And in this video of my old Tony also replaces the screws with ball screws, at least for the sorry, for the X and for the Y. And did not do the Z one, or have for the up and down. His reasoning was because the table is as heavy, you don't have any backlash, and that is of course a valid reason. But if you watch his videos, he already mentioned that that is one thing he regrets not doing, because it just doesn't run as smooth as the other axles. But it works, so no biggie there. Just studying his videos, I am confident enough that I can do that myself also. The only thing, of course, he is a master. I don't think he sees himself as a master machinist, but he's a pretty good machinist, and I'm definitely not. So that is a thing. Attaching the motors itself isn't really the problem. The electronics isn't the problem, because it is with modern electronics, it's just like Lego. It's just so bloody easy. I'm not going to use EtherCAT because I just don't have the money for that. I do think it makes it, of course, easier to connect. Those things are just a little bit more expensive, and I doubt I ever would push this machine as hard as Ethernet can keep up with. This is not going to be a production machine. This is just a machine for me in-house to, well, scrap up some good metal. So for me, it's not important to push it as fast as it can, because of time is money. Also, this machine doesn't have linear rails, and with modern machines, you definitely need linear rails because of smoothness and speed, of course. Tony also uses 750 watt motors. These aren't the fancy motors he uses are from a renowned brand. These are just some Chinese ones. And this is model 90 ST MAHO 2430 LBX. And this is a 750 watt. And these are AC motors. And these are not normal stepper motors, but these are servos. These know where the axle is. So you have the one I used on the plasma are done. The machine itself, as it is now, it's 380, but we will convert it back to 220. Yeah, maybe only the spindle motor. I don't think I'm going to replace it. Maybe I will, but I don't know for certain yet. But for now, I am only going to do the table, converting to servo motors. This is the controller for, of course, the motor itself. And this is for the ones who want to know. It is a A1SDV15, or well, this. I just bought it in a kit, so I definitely do know that these work together. I just bought one because even if these are knockoffs or Chinese branded, these are still not cheap. I do believe I paid 250, 290. I have this thing for a little while, so I do believe somewhere in 250 or 290 euros, I think, and I need 3. So I do that in stages, and because we're definitely not at the point of installing these, because we have to do those ball screws first. But I definitely can use this for marking up the brackets for the motors itself, and one for that is more than enough. So yeah, that's why I have only one. For a quick look at the machine itself, it has some apprentice marks, and this is the most of the worst one. Other than that, yeah, some drill throughs. The scraping is quite visible still. Of course, in the area that it is used of move the most is of course less than, well, at the top, but still it is there. Also, I, with all my might, I don't feel just with feeling that it's clunking or something like that. So it is quite still a solid enough, at least for me, machine. Also, you can remove these the head, and you can put it aside, and you can use it as instead of a vertical mill, as a horizontal mill, or vice versa. Sorry, yeah, it's raining, so if you're hearing a lot of noise, that's the reason. Also some fireworks, of course. Of a coolant for a tool. It has a automatic tool changer, or a automatic release. So not with a drop pin. Well, there is a drop pin, but not that you have to remove it yourself. It is doing it automatically. So that is definitely a plus. Also, the CNC part still works. I did put in a simple program. Yeah, it took me way too long to figure that out, but it is quite easy if you want to know it. But automatic, and I do believe start. So it still works fine. It just does a simple program. It goes 10 by 10 by 10, but I did put 0 at some other place because I dropped the table a little bit. As you can see, it just works fine. And I can just do it again. And now you will see it does 10, and then by 10, by 10, and then it goes back to the, again, 10, 10, 10. Of course, the spindle also works, but I did not put it in the code. I do believe I have to do that with the M, I believe, but well, if I do it manually, it just works fine. Of course I can control it by hand also. That's the most important thing, of course, if the light works. Oh, yeah. Light. Other than that, of course, the coolant. Well, there is no really coolant in there anymore. Just a little bit. Of course, the tool removal. So yeah, it is just a complete working machine. So yeah, I definitely do know I'm going probably some well, upset some people that just love to have a working machine like this, and you have a moron like me that is thinking that can do it better and probably destroy this machine. Well, it is possible that I destroy it, but hopefully I will have fun. The computer itself is just working fine, so I of course am never going to use it again. So I do think I am going to well, rip out the cards and sell it again for someone that maybe need it. But a console like this is just this is so awesome. Hopefully I can just reuse this only with maybe a modern screen. It's just awesome. It's just something out of Fallout. Well, this is the whole backside with all the electronics, and this is, I do believe, the computer itself. That is a relay board. One of the relays, they have to make a botch wire so they could well, repair it. Well, they did repair it, but they also, I don't know why they just did not replace the one of the original ones. They just put a completely different relay in there. But oh well, it works. Of course, we have some big relays right here and stuff like that. But I'm definitely going to sell this computer. I don't know if I'm going to sell this relay board because it is working, but because of the botched job they did. Other than that, this is probably going all in the bin. I'm definitely going to reuse some stuff, like probably some relays, because I do think there are relays for, I do believe these two. Yeah, these two are for the, yeah, how about I just turn it off first? Yeah, a little bit safer. These two are for the spindle, well, clockwise and counterclockwise. This one, I do believe, is for the automatic pump, and the other one is for, oh yeah, for the automatic, or the automatic release system. This one is a relay with a timer in it, and I do believe it is used for switching between those clutches for the axles or the axis. Here we have that single motor that drives all the axes, and of course the automatic oiler. I do see plumbing going to one thing. Maybe there is a manifold at top that handles the distribution. Also, there is a manual oiler right there. I do not exactly know what this does. So it could be that these two do separate things, but it also could be that these two do the same thing. I don't know, I have to figure it out. There is also a oiler thing at the top. So yeah, there are 3 different spots for oil. So what is working for what? I don't know yet. But that is what we're going to figure out, but it is for a later stage. The first thing, of course, what I need to do is, well, gut the machine. This is for the speed control. I don't know exactly how it works. In the video of Old Tony, well, he wanted to make a video about how to convert the top, only it wasn't to his liking, so he didn't publish it. So I don't exactly know how this kind of gearbox works. Luckily, this isn't like the... there are some MAHOs that have some solenoid things and stuff like that. And luckily for us, we don't have to deal with it. It's just some knobs and gearing. And I do know that Tony uses just a normal motor and with a frequency drive to do so. Maybe I'm going to reuse this motor. The motor is of course 380 volts. I do have 380 here, so it doesn't really matter to me. If you would have 220, of course, then you definitely would swap the motor itself. So I definitely need to get a frequency drive, but how and when and what, I don't know yet. It is not important for now. And now the hand cranks aren't broken. You have to pull it, and then you can rotate the assembly. So it is the next day. Of course, it's now New Year's Day, so Happy New Year, and hopefully this year will be a good year, not only for me, but I wish it also for everyone watching. I'm not really into the New Year's resolution stuff because my state of mind is a little bit different, because if you want to change things, now is the time to change and not wait for a set date like New Year. Not that the state of mind is wrong, but the philosophy behind it, that it has to be a fixed date, especially like well, after New Year's, is a bit weird in my opinion. Why not do it next week or tomorrow? That's a much better mindset. For this channel, what I'm going to do this year, hopefully more videos. This year was a little bit lacking. The reason was that I just had a lot of things that I thought were not too interesting to film, or well, went just completely the wrong way, like the plasma table videos I wanted to make. It was just one big pile of garbage. So hopefully I can make some decent videos about this conversion. Not is going to be in depth like I said. But also I hopefully have some more repair videos, because well, that is of course the channel. And working on the Corolla is all fine and dandy, and definitely are going to get some videos about that out there. I do have, luckily for us, well, luckily there are some people with some misfortunes, and that of course helps me make videos. Other than that, I am going to buy a 3D scanner somewhere in early next year or this year, because it is New Year's Day. So I'm going to buy the Einscan 3D scanner. I'm really excited to get working with that thing. I'm going to wrap this video up. Again, Happy New Year, and hopefully fortune is coming your way. And I will see you next time in the next video. Bye.